guys, Christine again here. Welcome. It is Wednesday evening. I hope you guys are all having a good night so far. Tonight I'm going to show you, because it was requested of me again, 3 different types of ombre. So I'm going to show you a French ombre, I'm going to show you a color ombre, and then I'm going to show you just a basic manicure with a sparkle ombre on top. So I'm just going to be using these 3 fingers here. I'm going to start with the French ombre. And I'll have you know I've never done the ombres before other than the sparkle ombre, so you guys are watching this for the first time along with me. For a French manicure, there are 3 polishes that you typically need, and for the ombre, we're going to keep it the same with those 3 polishes. So the first, and I've already prepped, and I do have 1 coat of polish on my finger for the French manicure already, just to save a little bit of time. So I've already buffed my nail, pushed my cuticles back, and cleaned all of the dust off my nails with a cleansing pad. So first you are going to take your champagne toast. This is the first color in the French manicure. So I've done 1 coat of champagne toast, and it just evens out your the coloring in your nail bed, so it makes it a perfectly pink for that French manicure. The second color that you're going to need is Meet Me at the Chapel. You can also use Lovey Dovey. Meet Me at the Chapel just has a smaller brush, and it makes it a lot easier for a French manicure. You can see that brush right there. And I can actually show you how to do a traditional French manicure as well, because that's sort of how you start this off. And then lastly, not least, you're going to need Clearly Frisky. It's just the clear polish, and it just evens everything right out for you and makes everything nice and smooth and glossy for you. So first, as I said, I've already done 1 coat of champagne toast. You can do 1 or 2 coats. Totally up to you as to how you like the coloring. Just to keep it simple, though, I just did 1. And then I will show you here as well. It's super easy with Meet Me at the Chapel because the brush is so small. I'll just show you how you can freehand a traditional French manicure. So you just... I got a little bit of a bubble there. That's okay. We can get rid of that. Again, you're not going to shake your polishes beforehand. You're just going to roll them between your fingers. So as you can see, that is super easy for a traditional French manicure. And let me just drag that bubble off. There we go. And don't forget to cap your tips as well. That's going to give your mani the longevity that you're looking for with these polishes. So super easy. That's how you can see that's a traditional French manicure right there. For the ombre, though, what we're going to do is mess that up. We're going to just paint about half the nail. And you don't need a lot of polish. We're just going to use what we have. And paint down about halfway, like so. Take a little bit of polish off here. We don't need that much. And I'm going to close that back up just so the consistency doesn't change. I'm going to then take my champagne toast. I know I already have a coat on there of the champagne toast, but you're just going to... Don't touch it because you don't want the Meet Me at the Chapel mixed into your bottle of champagne toast. So there we go. Then what I'm going to do, I've got the Creativity set from GelMoment, of course, because I love to do my nail art. So I'm taking this brush right here. It's probably one of the larger brushes besides the fan brush in the Creativity set. So I'm just going to take this brush right here and just start sort of mixing them along that line where they meet. Okay, just play it by ear, just sort of mix them up. I'm going to move my nail sideways too, that might help. And you just want to peter out that white a little bit down your nail. This is the first time I'm doing it, so hoping it's going to work here, but it looks pretty good. And just keep dabbing. And if you want to see, you know, the natural curve to the white, you can just follow that here. You can use your natural nail as a guide for that too. Just gonna wipe. So I've got a little cotton pad here with rubbing alcohol on it that I'm just gonna use to clean my brush off every now and again too. And that looks good for now. I mean, it's kind of, let me see if I can focus in on it for you. There we go. So it's all, the lighting's not the best in here right now for you guys, but you can sort of see it. It looks a little bit choppy, but what I'm going to do is put it under my lamp. And there's my lamp. So then I have the deluxe lamp. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to put it under the lamp, cure it, and then I'm going to go over it again with a little bit of Meet Me at the Chapel and just try and get those streaks evened out a little bit. Well, not evened out, but filled in and polished off a little bit more with a second coat of that. That should do it. And then you're just going to top it all off with Clearly Frisky, and that'll make everything just pop for you. All right. So there we go. It's all cured. I can touch it, completely dry. I'm going to take my Meet Me at the Chapel. This time I'm just going to put a dot on my working mat here, just so I can put a little bit on my brush. And oh yeah, that's working perfect. All right, that is fantastic. All right, just a little bit more. You can play with it, you know, kind of as long as you want. Cure in between, fill in the gaps, whatever you need to do. And with the color Ombre, it's going to be very similar to this too. You're just going to sort of mix your colors along the edge. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Just going to fill in a couple more spots here. Clean off the brush whenever you need to as well. There. And just keep dabbing. And then I'm going to just drag my brush a little bit. All right, so I'm going to cure it again. Again, I have the deluxe lamp, so it's only a 45-second cure, which I absolutely love. And when I'm doing a full manicure, I'm just showing you guys examples on one finger for tonight. But, you know, when you're doing a full manicure, it's nice to get as many fingers in there as possible. It just shortens your time of the manicure. So again, for the French, either traditional or the ombre, or they sometimes call it a French fade, you're going to use champagne toast, meet me at the chapel, or lovey-dovey. They're both the same color. Lovey-dovey just has a regular size brush. Meet me at the chapel has the smaller brush for the French manicures, which is super easy to use. Love it. And then the Clearly Frisky, which is just going to top it off. So that's what we're going to use right now. I'm just going to clean up my little dollop of Meet Me at the Chapel. Again, you don't need very much polish on your brush at all. So just topping it off with the Clearly Frisky, and don't forget to cap your edges. Alrighty, that's that. Again, don't leave open bottles of your polish close to the LED lamps. It can thicken it or harden it. You don't want that. You don't want to waste your polish. Okay, there we go. So it's just curing. We've got about 20 seconds left. Hope everyone's enjoying their evening with a glass of wine. I'm just happy the girls are sleeping. Husband's watching TV and I'm doing my video. Perfect evening for me. 5 seconds left. And then what we're going to do is move on to the color ombre. So there's the French ombre. Let's see if we can zoom in. French ombre. Super shiny. Oops, let's get a focus on there. Sorry, guys. Oops. Okay, it's not focusing for some reason. We'll move back out. There we go. So French ombre is done. Okay, moving on. I will move those away. I'm going to use dusky blue. I've wanted to try this color for a long time. So I'm going to roll it between my hands. And then what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to start, I've already prepped my nail, again, just to keep the time of this video down a little bit. What I'm going to do, again, I've never done this before, so I'm going to just start. I want a little bit more polish to work with because I'm going to be smearing it. Okay. Don't forget to mind the gap. Keep a little bit of a gap between your cuticles and your polish. Okay. Oops, got some on my skin. Don't worry about that. You just wipe it off with your cleansing pad. I'm gonna keep my Meet Me at the Chapel here. So I'm gonna just dollop that along the edge. Again, I don't want to mix them quite yet. I'm gonna save that for my brush. Same brush that I used on the Ombre French, I'm gonna use here. And we're just gonna mix it up. A little bit more dusky blue here. Just put a dollop on your working mat. And again, don't worry that if it's not perfect. This nail polish is really forgiving. You can always go back and actually what I'm going to do is take some of my Meet Me at the Chapel. Then I can do my mixing right on here. Just want to drag it up. Like so, and I'm not really happy with that, so I'm going to take the majority of that dark. I'm going to go back down here. Going to get a little bit more here. And again, don't worry if it's not the smoothest right now, because we're always going to polish it off with that Clearly Frisky. Get a little bit more Meet Me at the Chapel. Then we can play around with the colors a little bit more. There we go. All right. We'll go to our next little section here. And then we're going to top it off with okay, I'm going to cure that. I'm actually going to block my little samples of nail polish just so that they don't get the light from the lamp. And again, I mean, it's just playing around with the colors, playing around with, you know, what you're mixing it in with, and just going from there. You can use whatever colors you want. You don't have to always mix your color with the Meet Me at the Chapel or Lovey Dovey. If you want to start mixing your colors together, you're more than welcome to do that. That'd be quite fun, actually. And we're just about done. Perfect. All right. And I'm just going to give my brush a little bit better clean here. There we go. Okay. Back, front, and center. So that's what it looks like so far. Just gonna do, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start off at the other end. Going with my Lovey, or with my Meet Me at the Chapel, sorry. And mix down from there. Okay, I'm not going to clean my brush off because I want that in there. Again, don't worry if you get it on your skin. From my first video, that comes off very easy. You can always watch my first video for just a basic application and removal on there. Okay. And we're going to come down here. Minding the gap. And just being careful not to get it on our skin. All right. Just going to get a new little pad here with rubbing alcohol on it. I like to soak it pretty good. That way it won't dry off. And then it gets more of the polish out of your brushes. So that's what it's looking like so far. Just going to take, actually, you know what? I'm going to cure that. I'll block it from my polish there too. All right. I saved the easiest for the last, which is the Sparkle Ombre. But that's okay. Like I said, never tried this before. I love learning new nail art techniques. I search Pinterest all the time for different ideas. I suppose I should search YouTube for how-tos, but that's fine. I like playing around with it myself and seeing what I can come up with. Sometimes what you can come up with yourself is more interesting than what someone else has done. All right. Oh, and I cured it with polish on my skin. That's okay. That'll come off. So I am just going to take I'm going to get a little bit more dusky blue on my mat to play with here. I'm just going to, I want it solid at the bottom, like that, and then you can just drag it up. And now that you've got those layers underneath, it's going to show up differently at the top than at the bottom. And that's a little bit too much, so I'm just going to take my brush again after it's been cleaned off. And having the rubbing alcohol on there is going to help get some of that polish off too. All right. Just want some more of that white to come through, just so it's a little bit more drastic of a difference from the base of my nail. So that's looking good right now. I'm going to go ahead, clean off, I'll show you here, clean off my finger. This is what you would typically do before I cured it. Again, that's why you want to wipe off any excess before you cure, because it does cure it to your skin. After a couple of hand washes, that'll come off, so I'm not too worried about that. Back under the lamp I go. And I'm not worried about my mat either. It is a silicone mat, so it's super easy cleanup. And again, I'm just taking my my cotton pad with rubbing alcohol and wiping that up. And then it just will dry. So it's perfect. Nice and easy cleanup. I love that. And I'm going to start closing my polishes here. So like I said, I am going to top it off with one coat of Clearly Frisky. So I'll get that out while I close my other bottles. There we go. All right. That's all finished. One coat of Clearly Frisky. And then we'll be good. And again, it's trial and error. Play around with it. See what you like. I like my thing's a little bit more watercolory, should I say. So it is a little bit more streaky, but I'm okay with that. And we're going to cap it off. So I don't know if you can see that. Again, it's not focusing. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why it's not focusing. So back under their lamp I go, just to cure my Clearly Frisky. And I'm going to close this so that my lamp doesn't affect the consistency of that. There we go. I have heard some people as well, for an ombre look, they will use the foam makeup pads and, you know, mix your colors on your sheet here, dark, medium, light, roll the makeup pad in it, and then sponge it on. I did try that. I don't care for that, but I mean, to each their own, right? So there's the ombre. You can see that. And last but not least, we're going to do an ombre sparkle. So again, I am taking my sandcastles. I absolutely love this as a sparkle polish. Once it's on, and I do have, oh, here, my thumbnail. This is Mystic Rain with 2 coats of sandcastles on top. And it does turn out very smooth. I know with a lot of regular sparkle polishes, when you rub your finger on it, you can actually feel the grittiness of the sparkles. You cannot do that with this. This feels nice and smooth, and it's glorious. So I'm going to take my sandcastles. I am going to do this on a pre-polished nail, just so that it shows up a little bit better. So this nail right here, this is Mystic Rain. So it's a deep smoky purple. And when you're doing the ombre with the sparkles, literally all you want to do is start at the base, or start at the tip. If you want to do a reverse ombre, that's fine as well. And I just go about 3/4 of the way up the nail. You can do the whole nail too if you wanted to, because then all you're going to do, you're going to take a clean cotton pad, and you're just going to remove the excess. You're just going to drag it up like that, because you want a drag of some sparkles down your nail. That's what helps make the ombre look, right? And you can go down as far as you want. And then I like to clean it off at the tip so that there's some solid polish underneath with no sparkles. So you get the ombre. Again, it's hard to see under this lighting, and I do apologize for that. Get a better look like that. So I'm going to cure that. I'm happy with how that looks. I usually do, again, depending on the depth that you want in your sparkle ombre, you can do as many coats as you want. So we'll see what it looks like after the 1 coat. This nail I did do an ombre on as well. Again, Mystic Rain with the Sandcastles ombre. And I believe I did 2 coats of the Sandcastles on this one, just because I wanted to see a little bit more sparkle. And we're almost done here, just 10 seconds left. Sorry, this is a long video, guys, but I've got three different techniques, well, not 3 different techniques, but 3 different nails to show you. So, I don't know if you can see that good enough. It's just a subtle Nice and subtle. I might do another coat just to see. So again, we'll just start at the base, unless you wanted to do the reverse ombre. What I like about this is you don't have to be that precise. I'm not going to go quite as far up as I did last time. And then you just wipe any excess off. And again, I like to clean off the tip of my nail. There we go. Okay. You do want some drag, but all right, that's that. I'm going to cure it one last time. You can top this up with Clearly Frisky if you wanted to. I didn't do it on my last nail. This one. You can if you want to, but it'll just add more gloss, I suppose, to it. It all depends on what you want. I'm not going to for the sake of the length of this video, but I imagine it would look very nice if you did. 10 seconds left. And then the ombre tutorial is done. All right, there you have it. You can see this would be nice around the holidays too, doing the sparkle ombre. And I love sandcastles. It's a nice warm, I've got it on that nail there too. It's a nice warm sparkle to add. There. All right. And we're all done. If you guys have, there's 3 nails. If you guys have any other requests whatsoever, I'm more than happy to try them out. At some point, I will be doing a tutorial on nail art, like flowers or something like that. So keep posted. Thanks. Have a good night, guys. Bye.